शिक्षा YouTube चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और नए अपडेट्स के लिए बेल आइकन पर क्लिक करें।
Hello everyone. Now that NMAT is just 2 weeks away, I'm sure you're all feeling a little jittery. But don't worry, I'm here to help. So I will take you through all the processes of NMAT, how many sections there are, what you need to know to ace your exam. To start off with, in NMAT you will be required to answer 120 questions, which will be divided into 3 sections. The total duration of NMAT will be 2 hours. So now let's take a look at the different sections in NMAT. The first one is logical reasoning. The number of questions in logical reasoning are 40 and you will have 38 minutes to do so. You can already see right from the top that you will have to be quick in this section. This section will majorly consist of mathematical reasoning, critical reasoning, verbal reasoning and miscellaneous other reasonings such as linear arrangement, circular arrangement, distribution, comparison. This section can be expected to be of moderate to high difficulty. So please practice your questions and prepare well before you attempt this section. Next comes the quantitative aptitude question section, in which you will be required to answer 48 questions in a span of 60 minutes. The level of difficulty in this section will be moderate. Therefore, you have an opportunity to maximize your marks here. Some of the quant topics that have happened to be favorite of people who are setting the paper are distance, time and speed, number systems, work and time, percentages, simple and compound interest, ratio proportions, mixtures and solutions, profit and loss, algebra, permutation and combination. Let's take a closer look at another part of the quantitative aptitude section, which is data interpretation. Data interpretation happens to be a very important part of the quantitative aptitude section. You will be addressing questions that require manual calculation and as a result which are very time consuming. Some of the subsections of data interpretation are statistics, bar graph, pie graph, etc. The third and the final is the vocabulary based section. You will have 22 minutes to tackle 32 questions. So you can see that this section requires you to be very efficient in your time management skills. Quick answering ability aside, you will also need to have a good grasp of English in this section. You will be basically allotted 30 to 45 seconds for each question. So think clear and think fast. In the vocabulary based section, the students are given reading comprehension passages of 400 words each. Most candidates have some trouble in this section because they are not able to manage their time well and they get bogged down into the details of the reading comprehension. So you will need to strike a balance between the time spent on the passages and reading comprehension as well as the other components of this section. Apart from this reading comprehension, you would also be required to tackle questions such as fill in the blanks, which will contain a few aspects of preposition, parajumbles, synonyms, antonyms, correcting sentences, subject-verb agreement errors, idiom phrases, and all its component. So you better address the reading comprehension part of it quickly and get onto this as soon as possible. Candidates can expect around 15 to 20 questions in the last section from the particular aspects of English and grammar that I have mentioned here. Some other important facts that you should remember is the fact that the exam is on the 4th of October 2019. It is an online based test and you will be given 120 questions to answer, for which you will have 2 hours. There is no negative marking and each positive answer gets you +1. So before we get into tips and preparation tactics for the last 2 weeks, I would like to recommend some books to you that you can use for your last minute preparation. For quantitative aptitude, I would recommend Arun Sharma's books, the Quant series by Time, as well as solving old exams, old CAT papers. The Arihant book by Sarvesh is also a very good option to do so. For logical reasoning and data interpretation, I recommend R.S. Agarwal Logical Reasoning and Data Interpretation book, and you can also use Arun Sharma's data interpretation book for your preparation. For now, the vocabulary section, although there isn't a lot of a shortcut in order to prepare your vocabulary because it's a year-round effort, I would recommend that you glance through the Norman Lewis book that helps you accumulate and assimilate vocabulary very quickly. So finally, let's take a look at how you should spend your time in the coming 2 weeks. With just 2 weeks to go, you should look seriously at giving more mock exams and sectional tests in the coming time. That would help you effectively use your time and learn as much as possible in the limited time that you have. So for the first week, I recommend that you attempt 2 full mock tests and 8 sectional tests. In the week 2, I recommend you attempt 3 full mock tests and 4 sectional tests. One important thing to remember when you're attempting the sectional and mock tests is that your responsibility does not end with just giving the exam. You must go back to your answer sheets, analyze where you made the mistakes, identify your strengths and weaknesses, and make sure you address them and find out which are the key areas that you need to tackle. All the best.